Hi, I'm Tom, otherwise known as Mr. Tom FTW. I am the guy behind B-Bush Games, and this is my latest game for the ZX Spectrum called FORG WANT LOVE, about a little frog who wants all the love in the world but does not want to be touched, which I think's a mood, really, as the kids would say these days. Yeah, just a little simple game I made over the course of 2 weeks, selling for £1, pocket money prices. This level here, the heart is at the top of an elevator just so it reverses while you're still on the elevator, teaching the player that they will reverse when you collect the heart and that you are meant to come back down to the bottom. Otherwise it's just a simple dodge the cat kind of level there. This level purely to introduce the concept that there will be more than one thing to dodge, more than one path for the enemies. Again, just looping up and down. Dead simple, really simple stuff to start off with. Hopefully anyone should be able to complete these. Next level, introducing bouncing baddies. Here we go, yeah, here we go. Yeah, instead of looping around, these bounce up and down. They are a different colour. You'll see that will actually come back into play later on when you need to kind of see what sort of baddies they are at a glance. I keep calling them baddies. I mean, they're not baddies. They just want to give FORG a hug. He doesn't want to be touched, you know. That's where the main friction comes between the two. FORG does not want to be touched. Everybody wants to give FORG a hug. They want to give him the love. He just wants to collect it though. Anyway, this game was based on an old Amiga public domain game called Elevation, which I used to play back in the day. Again, a very simple game made using Amos, if I remember correctly. But I remember it just being this freewheeling kind of game because you can't stop once you start moving, which carries on over to FORG WANT LOVE. You know, once FORG starts moving, he was not going to stop until he touches the wall. So you kind of got to juke left and right to avoid baddies. And it was just, I remember the music being Old MacDonald Had a Farm, a really wild version of that, and that like having Red Dwarf samples in it, and just being this kind of really free-spirited game that I wanted to kind of to catch the feeling of. So I think I did an alright job. This level, by the way, this screen, is kind of like the first challenge for people, because the timing is quite tight on some of those there, but I did alright there, I think. This one is where I get stuck really for the first time. Those 3 lanes with the different patterns is tough, but as you can see, you kind of the idea is you just got to juke, just keep juking left and right until you see the way open, and then go for it. It's the only kind of the only way to do it is just kind of left right really quickly, like you hammer those buttons left and right a bit. I cannot be responsible for any broken joysticks or keyboards. This level's basically the same thing, only I've reversed the kind of the bouncing and looping enemies there. Now, you might have just seen a cut there as I faded in and out. I'm not afraid to admit the fact that I had to use save states to complete this. I reckon I can do it without using save states, but the number of times that I would fail and have to start again would be far too infuriating for me to kind of make this video, so I just heavily have used save states to kind of keep my position in the game. We're through the first set of levels. This is the second set of levels. Nice and easy, just to introduce the concept that there may be more than one baddie on a pathway at a time, and also that you know, the levels aren't just going to be up and down; they're going to be patterns. Now, I made this game using a program called Multi-Platform Arcade Game Designer, or MPAGD, by Jonathan Caldwell, a name who's been on the Spectrum scene since back in the day. And it's this wonderful piece of software that allows you just to piece games together. There is a bit of coding involved, but nothing too serious. You know, it's basic, as in the programming language, not, you know, the concept of being basic. But I can highly recommend, if you're interested, I can recommend you give that a Google and check it out. I'll link it in the description and so forth. But it allows you to piece together levels and put together sprites really, really easily. And then you can export it to like the Amstrad or the MSX as well, which I might actually look into, doing versions for those. These last two levels have been introducing horizontal moving bad guys. I'm saying bad guys again, they're not baddies, they just want hugs. But yes, there's quite a limited range for the horizontal moving one on this screen. Now the wicked thing about the horizontal baddies is obviously you're going to have to go past them on elevators. So you kind of got to commit, because once you're on an elevator you can't stop it. So you just got to watch the timing really carefully, and that's where the difficulty comes with those, and I thought that was quite a nice addition. Yeah, again, it's just got to watch for the patterns and watch for where you can go through. This one, this screen, the advice I can give is watch the cyan one, the looping cyan ghost, and then go after that ghost. Obviously, as long as the path is clear from the two bouncing ones, but it's really the cyan one that you've got to watch out for, because you can get caught out really easily when it loops around. And this level is quite easy once you kind of figured that one out. Now, the elevators, the blue bars, weren't always blue. I've seen people calling it water. It's not meant to be technically. I am alright with it being thought of as water, especially because I put the trail on, which does look like bubbles. Originally they were magenta until I changed the colours around a bit. It did not look right at all in magenta, so blue looks a lot nicer. If you want to call it water, let's call it water, it's fine. But yeah, they're literally just elevators up and down. I must admit, the difficulty on this game can be a bit up and down. I purposely put in some easier levels here and there just to kind of, ease people into different concepts and also kind of give them a break. But it is meant to be a difficult game. It is meant to be a frustrating game, as the original was, I believe. It's meant to also be a very daft game, not to be taken too seriously, so don't worry about it. This level. I had people commenting, is this level possible? And I'd already been wondering that myself, actually. I could get through it just fine, but not consistently enough. So I made a change after launch and re-uploaded the game. Now the change is basically the ghosts didn't go up as far as that top passageway. There was a wall blocking them. So although you wouldn't have to dodge them on the top pathway, the timing from the next the two middle pathways, was very, very tight. And on the right hand side, which I'm about to come up to now, it was just so tight. Just so tight that, I personally could not consistently do it. And I'd been thinking, is this too hard? Is this too hard? And then I started getting feedback saying, hey, is this game impossible or what? So the change I made is to open up the paths for the ghosts on the left and the right, so that they go up into the top pathway. So while you do have to dodge them there as well now, the timings are a lot more open, and therefore it's a lot easier to get past them. And I mean a lot easier. Hopefully that should ease the problem for anyone who has been playing the game and got this far. Yeah, anybody who can complete this game without using save states, you're a better person than I am. I would give you a handshake, basically, and a congratulations. Because
3 hours later.
Yeah, 3 hours later. This level took me a long ass time. I had a lot of loading and saving of save states. But it's basically, this level is just keeping your eyes on everything. It's really, really tough. Oh, the other thing I can tell you about this game is the music is a MIDI file that I found on the internet from Hatsune Miku, the vocoder artist, and I converted that MIDI into a Pro Tracker 3 file and then cut it down quite a lot because it was quite a long song. Changed the instruments up a bit, so because it didn't quite sound right, and then slowed it down as well because it was a very, very fast song. And voila, you have the music for FORG WANT LOVE. I might have to document the process at some point, but if you've got any kind of talent with trackers at all, I suggest you just make your own music because it was a heck of a process which took me ages. This is the first level of the last area. It's supposed to be a construction site, the previous one being a cave and the first one being just like fields or something, I don't know. But yeah, they're supposed to be like girders, and the magenta like little platform things are one-way platforms meant to block your way so you can't go back down. You'll have noticed that the heart was like really easy to get. It was really easy, really early on, and you had to then go the long way around. And that's what the platforms are there basically to do, is to kind of stop you from going back through that same path. Just to add a bit of variety to the levels now you're this far in, I don't think I made enough use of them, to be honest, but it's, what do you want? This game's going to cost you £1 if you want to buy it. I'll put the link to the game in the description, obviously. £1 I'm asking for it, one whole English pound sterling, which is actually less than games would cost on the Spectrum back in the day if you're buying a budget title, so I think that's quite reasonable. I hope you feel the same. I've been kind of... I thought I'd have more time to talk about the game. I found myself going at quite a quick pace and gasping for breath. I do apologise. But, oh god, this screen is an absolute nightmare. This is like one of the hardest screens in the game. Just for this bottom bit, you have to learn. You see, there's a cut, you see, because I've taken so many attempts. You kind of have to learn that... oh, here's a tip, actually. The way the collision detection works is that it checks in front of the creature. So if the creature is going down, it's checking for collisions downwards, which means that if you go above the creature as it goes past you, then you're going to get a much wider kind of window for passing by. Whereas if you try and sneak under it, it would catch you more easily, obviously because it's going down and it's checking downwards. So always kind of, if something's going up, go underneath it. If something's going down, go over it, and you'll find that you don't get caught quite as often. So that's my big tip for the game. This screen was meant to, look daunting, even though it's quite a simple design, just from the amount of creatures on one path. The birds, by the way, they're meant to be birds. I know they don't look much like birds, but what are you going to do? And this screen is one of the big reasons why I made sure that they were different colours, that the looping ones were cyan and the bouncing back and forth ones were always magenta, just so you can read them just dead quickly by the colours. Makes it easier to track whether or not you're going to get caught by a looping bird. Even then, it's still quite tough. It is easier than it looks, this level. It is meant to be intimidating and kind of put you off by how intimidating and daunting it looks, rather than actually the actual difficulty. It still took me a fair few goes, though, so, don't sweat it. Your lives reset at the beginning of every level. That is on purpose, just to give you those fair chances there. This one, again, one of the tougher levels in the game, but we are reaching the end of the game here, so yeah, try and learn the pattern if you can. Again, duking back and forth, as you can see, being the all important skill in playing this game is, duke back and forth until you find that opening and go for it. Did I mention this before? I can't remember now. To give you some idea about how long this actually took me to do with save states and everything, this video is going to be about 16 minutes long, I think, thereabouts. And the actual file with all my attempts and everything was just under an hour, even with the saves coming, using save points and what have you. So yeah, it's quick to complete if you can get through it dead easily, but I can't, so it took me a while. But be patient. You just look for your gaps. Duke back and forth, look for the gaps, go for them. And you'll get there. It is possible. The video is me showing you that it is possible to get through all the levels. This is the reason I've kind of made it. I'm talking about how it was created. But yeah, it took me 2 weeks of work, this basically. Oh, end of the game as well. This is the last screen. No tricks here. It's literally just go get the heart. Game over. Well done. Clap, clap. But yeah, 2 weeks this took me to make using MPAGD. Give it a go if you want. But this is the end. This is the end screen. That night, FORG fell asleep on the hoard of hearts, content and happy. But the next morning, FORG awoke to find them faded and without shine. What FORG learned is that without giving back to others, love can only last so long. FORG returned the hearts, but never did want to be touched, and that's okay. The moral of the story being, you've got to reach out to people once in a while. Nobody can be alone and still be loved. Love does fade, but it can be easily rekindled just by me making those connections that you once had. There you go. That's my big moral. And that's all for now, so thank you very much for watching, and thank you to anyone who has bought the game and has played it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to catch you guys again soon. You can catch me most regularly on Twitch now, twitch.tv/MrTomFTW, where I stream Fridays and Sundays from 8 PM, a mixture of everything. So hope to see you there, and maybe I'll see you soon here as well. Have a good one. Bye bye.